Political instability and a series of violent incidents have been escalating across China, accompanied by strange and frightening celestial phenomena happening across the country. Let's first look at a series of clips. This video was uploaded by a netizen on September 18th, showing an unidentified flying object in the Putuo district of Shanghai. The object can be seen floating in the night sky, its movements soft and almost motionless. It also spins in place, which rules out the possibility of it being a drone. The person filming zooms in and out, showing that the footage is real and not altered in post-production. One netizen wondered if it could be a torn plastic bag, but others replied, "Please use your brain. Would a torn plastic bag move like that without wind? If it were wind, could it remain in the same spot?" This next video shows swallows and other flying birds swarming in Sichuan, resembling a scene from an Alfred Hitchcock movie. The person filming said this was something they had never seen before. In this video from Hohhot, Inner Mongolia, the sky is filled with crows. Netizens said they've never seen so many crows flying continuously from day to night. Next, we see crabs in Yantai, Shandong, rushing inland from the beach in droves, like an army marching. In Guangzhou, snakes that are usually hidden can be seen hanging in the trees, making one wonder if they've entered a strange forest. In Cangzhou, Hebei, thousands of fish were packed tightly in a river, flipping and splashing desperately as if they were suffocating or trying to escape the water. In Hunan, a swarm of locusts overwhelmed the land, devouring all the vegetation. This video from Manzhouli, Inner Mongolia, shows an unknown type of flying insect covering people in a storm. In mid-September, a netizen reported seeing a strange phenomena in many areas of Henan province. Small white insects flying everywhere. These insects, like snowflakes, float through the air, light yet relentless, making it impossible to avoid them. Some netizens exclaimed, "Those aren't bugs, it's like snow falling from the sky." These tiny white insects, no more than 1 or 2 millimeters long, have white bodies, delicate wings, and resemble small moths. They feed on plant branches and leaves, often gathering in large swarms. Their breeding capacity is remarkable, and they're known as whiteflies. According to netizens in Henan, from the end of August until now, the whitefly infestation has become a disaster, disrupting not just the fields and villages, but even invading people's doorsteps. The whiteflies swarm and hit people's faces, and just opening your mouth is enough to let them in. A few days ago, a netizen from Pingdingshan in Henan posted a video asking, "What's going on here? Does anybody know? Why are there so many bugs in Pingdingshan? The sky is full of these little white insects flying around. They weren't here yesterday, but overnight, they've all appeared. It looks like snow." It's not just the whitefly causing trouble. Another, even more unsettling swarm of insects has appeared in Henan. However, no reports from mainland media have been seen. Only videos from netizens on platforms like Douyin revealed this bizarre phenomenon. In the videos, large grub-like insects can be seen covering trees, climbing from the ground to the treetops. They feed on the leaves. Netizens said there were so many bugs that it looked like they came straight from hell. A netizen posted a video asking, "Is this an infestation? This is the view from my hometown's mountain, and I can't even imagine it." The leaves on the trees have been eaten away, and the infestation has spread to the crops. Another netizen shared a video from Zhumadian, Henan, saying that it felt like the area was cursed. The mountain was covered in these insects, and the trees were completely bare. The ground was covered with dead branches and leaves. The forest was left barren. The netizen asked, "Where are the experts? Why aren't they coming out to explain this?" In Tianjin, an unusual frog phenomenon occurred recently. The relevant authorities in the Chinese Communist Party said they are investigating the source of the frogs, but no results have been given yet. On the night of September 10th, in Beichen District, Tianjin, there were countless frogs all over the road. Citizens who filmed the scene said it was eerie. The appearance of these frog swarms made several citizens worried, with some wondering if it was related to earthquake activity. One netizen said, "Those with tryptophobia wouldn't be able to handle it. Walking on the road or driving would scare you. They should close the roads and clear them." Other netizens from different areas of Tianjin also reported seeing many frogs around their residential neighborhoods. With the recent rain, they frequently see frogs, but they've never seen them in such dense swarms before. On September 11th, the Beichen District Urban Management Committee responded, saying they had received reports from citizens and arranged for the sanitation department to clean up the dead frogs on the roads. However, the frog swarms continue to appear at night. The staff said that during the day, some of the frogs may die from exposure to the sun, and they can only clean up that part, but at night they keep appearing in large numbers. They mentioned that they've never encountered anything like frogs covering the streets before, and they don't know where they come from. Not long ago in Chongqing, more than 100 rare crystal orchids were discovered, sparking public concern and unease. The crystal orchid is an extremely rare parasitic plant, known in Chinese folklore as the flower of the underworld, ghost grass, or death flower. The English-speaking world may know it as ghost pipe or Indian pipe. According to reports from Chinese media, on September 23rd, over 150 ghost pipes were found in Aikou Town, Chongqing. 2 days later, on September 25th, 6 crystal-clear ghost pipes were discovered in Huluo Town, Wulong District. On July 29th, 7 ghost pipes were found in the dense forest of Ailao Mountain in Yunnan. A local villager from Aikou Town recalled, "They looked like little lanterns suddenly sprouting from the ground, but the older generation always said they bring bad luck if touched. In the past, if people came across crystal orchids, they would often take another route." What's even more unsettling is that on May 28, 2025, deep in the forests of Shunhuang Nature Reserve in Shaoyang, thousands of crystal orchids appeared at an altitude of 1,500 meters. This unique and rare plant stands around 10 centimeters tall and is often crystal clear, translucent, or jade white, hence its name, crystal orchid. The plant grows in dark environments and relies on decaying organic matter to survive. It is distributed in places like Yunnan, Guangxi, Gansu, Guizhou, and Tibet. Its appearance often signals the presence of decaying biological remains nearby. And because it only surfaces for about 40 days each year, hiding underground for the remainder of the year, it is considered an ominous symbol from the underworld. The crystal orchid is extremely fragile. Just a slight touch will cause it to wither rapidly, and its white petals turn black and rot, almost as if the flower is telling the story of the impermanence of life and the approach of death. According to legend, this flower, along with the corpse flower, only appears at the end of a dynasty, during times of war, or before a major disaster. There are rumors that it's the last warning before the god of death arrives. On August 25th, at 7:06 a.m., a Hong Kong citizen captured a shocking scene. Under a violet blue sky, black clouds rolled, and scarlet rain poured down from the clouds, falling over Tsim Sha Tsui. It looked as though the sky was crying blood, or as if heaven itself was telling the suffering of Hong Kong. When photos of the blood rain were exposed online, they quickly went viral, sparking a flood of discussions. Some netizens marveled at its stunning beauty, while others feared its ominous and dangerous nature. Some saw it as a sign of resistance, with one person stating, "This isn't rain, it's clearly blood." Another netizen said, "The blood rain is Hong Kong's bloody history, a wound that has yet to heal." The Hong Kong Observatory later provided an official explanation, claiming that this was a type of banner cloud, which reflects red and orange light during sunset. The sunlight passing through the thick atmosphere scatters shortwave blue light, allowing long-wave red light to penetrate and illuminate the clouds, creating the effect of red rain. However, many netizens were not convinced by the observatory's explanation. They felt that although the explanation seemed precise, it was ultimately unconvincing. They questioned how such a bizarre phenomenon could be explained away as an optical trick. They all raised similar doubts. If it was just a banner cloud, why had they never seen such a vivid and realistic blood color before? Why did it appear specifically in Hong Kong, at this particular moment, and in such a striking blood-red form? Some even pointed out that while the authorities can control the law and control speech, they cannot control the heavens. On the internet, many Hong Kong residents are now filled with sorrow for the fate of their city. One netizen wrote, "Hong Kong is no longer Hong Kong. Freedom is dead. The rule of law is gone, and what remains is obedience." Another lamented, "From the anti-extradition movement to the blood rain, every step in Hong Kong has been marked with blood, whether it's human blood or the blood from the sky." Some expressed that the blood rain wasn't a coincidence, but rather the heavens crying for Hong Kong's downfall, an accusation of the loss of freedom in the city. On the night of September 29th, a golden, triangular-shaped cloud appeared in the sky over Changping, Beijing. Many netizens in Beijing reported seeing it. On the same day, a netizen in Shijiazhuang also filmed this unusual cloud. Netizens expressed shock and asked whether this was a good omen or a bad one. Experts suggested that it was a rocket cloud caused by a rocket falling, but some netizens disagreed, saying that the trajectory didn't match and accused the experts of merely explaining every unknown event with reasons they themselves didn't believe. A netizen uploaded a video of a strange cloud that appeared in Beijing sky a month earlier and asked experts to explain what the cloud was called. On the evening of September 13th, strong winds suddenly swept through Beijing, bringing heavy rain and causing tree branches to fall all over the ground. Then, hail began to fall, with some areas seeing so much hail that it piled up like snow. Some netizens believed this was the heavens showing anger. A Beijing resident speaking under a pseudonym told reporters, all the vehicles were damaged by the hail. Whether it was the front or rear windshields, they were all smashed, and the hoods were dented all over, like bubble wrap. Some older people told me that they hadn't seen weather like this in 40 years. They also said that by September it should already be cool, but it's still so hot in Beijing this year. Normally, September should be a time for gentle autumn winds and light rain. I didn't expect Beijing to still be this hot, and for such huge hail to fall. I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime. Another Beijing resident said, in Shijingshan and Fengtai, the hail was very large, like the size of ping pong balls or eggs, and the ground was covered in white. He added, there's an ancient saying about extreme injustice. When such places exist, the sky will suddenly bring heavy snow, even in June. It's the same now. In places like Liaoning's Masanjia and Beijing's Jiujing in Fengtai, the methods used against dissidents are extremely cruel and violent, worse than the mafia. Clouds in the sky don't always mean it will rain, but wherever it rains, there are always clouds. It's the same on the ground. In places of evil, where there's no justice, disasters and man-made tragedies are inevitable. On September 15th, a netizen from Beijing uploaded a video showing a strange cloud in the sky. The meteorological department explained that it was a type of rough surface cloud, which has two core features. The cloud's base is covered with granular, lumpy clumps, and its wavy structure is extremely twisted, forming large and irregular folds. Such clouds often form in the presence of fronts or other strong weather conditions, and they are a rare example of wave-like clouds developing in extreme, chaotic, and disordered ways. Netizens commented, no matter how it's explained, experts admit that this is extremely rare and difficult to predict, so it couldn't possibly be based on scientific results obtained from experts measuring the clouds at the time. They continued, meteorological experts usually make conclusions based on localized observations, then search for theoretical support, but since it's hard to observe the whole picture from a distance, their conclusions are often unconvincing, and that's why they rely on a lot of obscure technical jargon that's hard to dispute. Another netizen said, in Chinese legend, this type of cloud is called the cloud of demons, symbolizing the presence of evil spirits. The explanation is simple and clear. It means that something major and sinister is about to happen. We've noticed that in September, when these terrifying phenomena appeared in China, two shocking events occurred almost simultaneously. One was on September 10th, when American conservative politician Charlie Kirk was fatally shot during a university lecture. The other was around the same time, when Chinese actress Yu Menlong, who has 20 million followers, was reported to have died under abnormal circumstances. Due to the sensitive nature of the incident and unconfirmed details, we have not reported on it yet. Given how bizarre and horrifying the event is, the death of this actress has caused a global uproar. October 1st was the 76th anniversary of the Chinese Communist Party's rise to power. On that day, a halo appeared in the sky over Beijing, another celestial phenomenon seen as a sign of the fall of dynasties. Many netizens in Beijing posted videos on social media showing a huge solar halo in the sky that morning, with a colorful ring surrounding the sun. Before the National Day celebrations, Beijing had already begun to witness frequent appearances of solar halos and partial solar eclipses, phenomena that are extremely rare. On September 22nd, Beijing experienced a rare astronomical spectacle of a partial solar eclipse. On September 20th, a solar halo appeared in Beijing. On September 17th, Beijing saw both a halo and a parhelion at the same time, with two suns appearing in the sky. In traditional Chinese belief, the concept of heaven and humanity in unity means that these unusual celestial events often correspond to changes in the human world. In ancient China, a solar halo was often seen as a sign of rebellion or turmoil within a dynasty. A parhelion, or a mock sun, also signals political instability. The ancient Chinese believed that the sun symbolized the ruler, and celestial phenomena related to the sun were closely connected with the ruling authority. The appearance of multiple suns was interpreted as a sign of impending division across the land. All of these signs seem to point to one outcome: the downfall of the Chinese Communist Party is imminent. The only uncertainty, and what we should pay attention to, is how many people will face misfortune during this process, and how many will survive the calamity.